from Hope Heal Center with another podcast with a very interesting guest. Again, he has come again. May my guest please introduce himself.
What's up, Kamo? How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm alright, man. I'm Gerbrandt Bronkhorst. I'm a counselor here at Hope Heal Center. I'm also a trauma counselor in training here at Hope Heal.
Yeah. You know, it's the nice thing. Remember when we were speaking with Karo on the podcast? Let's check it out. He did 3 years. That's one thing that I he did 3 years of sobriety, man. And yeah, man, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
And yeah, I'm proud of you. Really, yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you, man.
So yeah, man, we're not gonna get into those questions. I was like, that is because the first video shows.
We've been through that.
Yeah,
We've been through that.
Today we're gonna have a lack of topic, like in the sense of there's so many misconceptions about people like us. There's so many stereotypes about addicts. There's so many things that put us down in society. So today we're gonna be tackling that, So today's topic is stigmas around us, active, not necessarily active, recovering addicts or addicts in general.
Addicts as a whole.
Yeah. As a nation of addicts, So, background about stigmas, man, it's practically in a sense of it's a sense of you can't do something because you're a certain type of way. They place a label on you, and unfortunately, that label sticks with you because then society believes in it and society runs with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it actually goes a long way. Like it flipping goes a long way.
It goes deep, it goes deep.
Okay, so for the first stigma, right? The first one is negative attitude or behavior towards people who use drugs. What's your take on that one?
My take on that one, I think that one can fall into a social setting and a self setting, know.
Yeah.
I do believe that society at large has placed, like you mentioned, a label on addicts, not just the recovering addicts, but addicts as a whole, and these things can be dangerous and damaging,
Emotionally, mentally.
Spiritually, definitely, it can keep the suffering addict from seeking help because of judgments, because of fear of rejection. I can't reach out to society or anything because they're gonna think of me as lower than the average person, because I'm addicted to a substance, and we neglect them, people neglect us.
Because also in a sense, we go through life feeling judged.
Definitely.
So now, for society to put that in front of us,
just puts more strain on us.
Gives us that aspect of there's no need to ask for help if I know what's going to come. I'm
Definitely.
Going to be judged. I'm going to be in the sense of have you seen when let's say for example when you're walking in town and then you pass a addict, and some people just even maybe cross the road and walk that way because there's that stereotype or that negative energy towards them. They're like, this person's not human. You understand?
Definitely. Come, I want to tell you something. I was a victim of that.
Yeah.
I'm not a victim. I played that role in my life, when I was passing someone who stood there at the robot or someone begging, I would have this misconception. That was before I came into recovery, and I would think to myself, yes, what a worthless piece of life.
Yes.
And I never ever took the time to say to myself, what happened in this guy's life to push him to the brink where he needs to beg for money. I never did that, I never did that.
That's just one thing that I learned with society when it comes to addicts. Society will never put themselves in addict shoes. They'll always have that sense of, they're addict, they're not human. They're not going to ask the necessary questions of why, how, what occurred in their life to get there. It's a label that's put on, man, it's not human.
Definitely. And another thing is, society at large thinks that addiction is a choice.
Yeah, that's one.
It's a choice. They think it's a choice. It's not, bro.
And that's the messed up thing that I saw about society. Society will dwell into that with without the knowledge of what addiction really is.
Yeah. I've heard more often than not people say, if you want to stop, you can.
Sure.
Bro, I've tried.
Yep.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, it's a thing of, they don't understand that, like, once you get to that point, it's not a choice.
It isn't a choice, bro. It's a way of life.
Exactly.
It's a way of life.
You see how I like breaking it down to people. I like saying to you guys, okay, when people are born, they are programmed in a certain way that, man, you have to wake up at 6, go to school, come back, eat, do your homework. Now, in life, when you're inactive, you're programmed in a certain way. You wake up, get your fix, do something to get
go to work.
You understand? So your life revolves around that, and it ends up, because active, I don't think active lasts for a year, lasts more than years. You understand? Like minimum, I would say is 5 years. For me personally, my opinion, 5 years, because now within those years, now you're programmed that, man, I need this. I'm gonna get this.
Yeah, you basically, the drugs and the alcohol indoctrinate your mind.
Love it.
And you become a slave.
Yes.
You become a slave.
And that's the thing, you work to become a slave without even knowing.
Definitely.
And then once it gets there, it has you in its grip. And it's hard to flip and let go, also because of the stereotypes society pushes on.
Definitely. Addiction isn't a choice. I have an example. There was one stage in my life, I think it was a week before I reached my rock bottom, I got arrested. So I got arrested and I came out of the cells and I went home and I took a bath and got ready and I was sitting on my bed and I was telling myself, you know what, Gerbrandt, you need to get out of this. You need to escape, man. Enough is enough, And my mind was running wild, and I told myself, I'm just going to take a walk to the beach just to clear my head. And it was my fullest intention, just to clear my head. I went out of the gate and I looked at the road, and as I was walking still with the mindset I'm going to the beach. And when I looked up, I was in front of the liquor store, bro. And I had no intention in doing that. I saw what I had done. I had no intention, but I lost the choice to make sane decisions.
Yeah, same thing with me, man. Like that example, I can relate to. Man. Like, when I was working in Johannesburg, so we're sitting. It's a type of complex, There's ultra liquor there, and then there's some Indian shops here where you cut your hair. So we usually chill under the roof here. So I know I'm getting paid like at 6, So the gents were sitting down, they bought their own things. I'm drinking, at this time, I'm drinking Coke, I'm drinking Coke. I'm like, okay, when my money comes in, I'm going straight home, do my things, and then, just relax at home. Nope. As soon as I hit 6, notification. That, like my eyes were on my phone. When I looked up, I'm already at the fridge opening, taking out.
You check.
You understand?
And it's not a choice, bro.
It's really, really not. And that's one thing people must understand, that once you're in the grip, you're in the grip. You can't simultaneously just be like, bye. No.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Okay, so for the second one, right, is negative labels and images on the media, in the media. Because here's one point. People think addicts are people who are dirty, they don't walk.
Yeah, I get you.
Like if you portray, especially also in movies, in any aspect, to someone that's on the road, someone who doesn't fall, doesn't take care of skills. Bro, there's a guy who could be the boss of so many companies, but he's an addict.
Definitely. I've seen higher ups. I've seen people from the judicial system, court people, judges and things like this, that come into the rehabs or come into the rooms and admit that, hey, you know what, I have a problem. Yeah, I also had the misconception that, that I think that's why I never sought the help, because I never found myself in the position where I need to beg for money or stand at the robot or be dirty, couldn't take a bath, So I also had the misconception of, am I really an addict? Because yes, I still have, I'm still able to live in a house. I can take a shower. I have clothes. The shoes might be broken, but the shoes are broken for all those walks. But I still have a place to stay and I still have a job. But the truth of the matter is that I was just a functioning addict. I had not yet lost all those things.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's not necessarily that you need to lose those things. People can still have the money, still have everything, the materialistic things, but still suffer from this.
Trapped in addiction,
Yes.
definitely.
Like even when you look at the class that you're giving earlier this week, with those famous people that were even the coach.
Oh yeah.
Of Samuel Jackson, of Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Like, they have that money.
Yeah.
And you'll find that there's so many people out there that have money for days, but inside they're still
broken.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Because I don't think active addiction just says, "Oh, there's a guy, he's in the Kasi.
I'll take him."
No, it's not.
You know, I always say that addiction doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate. It does not care who it takes, as long as it can get you. It's happy.
Because, like I'm saying, that when I was in rehab, I'm not going to mention names. I was in rehab with someone's son. That's the dad is a vice president of a very huge company in South Africa. Vice president. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that shows that, man, addiction does not choose your social class, your financial class. If you suffer from the disease of addiction, you suffer from
it doesn't choose, you know. It doesn't choose, you know.
So that's why when I see pictures, videos of them making junkies, like these rich junkies, like, I'm not gonna lie. There's junkies who can initially go in and buy millions, thousands of clothes, and they're still suffering from it because they are junkies. Their way of life is getting that money to buy their fix.
Definitely.
Sometimes, and I would say most of addicts are those who have money. You understand? I'm not necessarily saying money that they can buy, we'll just say they live that normal life, clothes, place to sleep. Most of the time, it's those type of people.
Yeah, you know what I've come to notice, that getting too little of certain things like love and stuff like that can make you an addict. But getting too much can also lead you down the path of becoming an addict. You know, it doesn't discriminate, it doesn't choose.
I definitely agree with you because, like, in a sense, man, if you get too little, it's going to. And you know what's the let me say corresponding factor within those two? Those corresponding factors is that, one, if you get too little, that means your parents are always busy, they're always at work, no one is there for you, and you guys do have the money.
Yeah.
It's not like you not necessarily say this is all of them, just saying factor, and then when you get too much, you're spoiled. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Most of the time, people that are factor in the middle class, I'm not gonna lie. I'm for my opinion, the people that I've seen come in and out of the rooms is middle class.
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
People, you understand what I'm saying? People who come from private schools, people who come from schools whereby they did something. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I also don't like. They perceive addicts to be stupid and dumb.
Definitely. No, definitely. Society does that, you know.
And addicts are flipping smart.
Man, addicts have a willingness up inside of them that is unbelievable. The problem is, it's misguided. It's just misguided, you know. But yeah.
No, definitely, it's just crazy, man. Because these people, yes, man. That's why my counselor had told me, man, if you keep the same energy and same effort you had put in active addiction,
you'll be well, man.
On the other side, there's nothing stopping you.
Nah, nothing will stop you, know.
I mean, no one stopped you to fucking go.
Yeah, there was nothing.
So now, what's going to stop you to 2 hours to a meeting?
To a meeting, definitely.
So
Definitely.
yeah, no, definitely. That one, I totally agree. Okay, so for number 3, policies on health and social service providing help until drug use is better managed.
Yeah, that one sucks, you know, that one sucks. The structural stigma, you know, regarding addicts is, I would say, messed up. You know, definitely messed up. You know, they have these things that you can't even take out insurance
Yeah, that's
if you are an addict, you know, or they make it a bit more difficult for you to even get insurance because you're an addict,
yeah,
you
because
know.
I saw with I'm not gonna mention names, like I said, with this other big insurance company, right?
Mm.
They always ask you, do you smoke? And then they ask you, do you smoke what?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They ask you, do you drink?
Yeah.
You understand? And then one thing I noticed is that my granddad doesn't drink. When he pays his side,
Mm.
cheaper compared to mine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of, hey man, it's
Discrimination.
yeah, and it's so normal.
They normalize it, definitely, man. Definitely.
And it's flipping irritating though, because you'll truly find someone who wants help.
Definitely, you know, and the thing with that is, you know, the thing that I find difficult and saddening, you know, healthcare workers, you know, don't take addicts seriously. They don't, man. And more often than not, they say, if they come into the rooms and maybe they say, you know, I got a pain here, something's wrong here, and they know that he's an addict, it will be misguided, you know. No, it's just, you know, you were using too much, or you're going through withdrawals, or this or that. It might, you know, and they hinder them from getting the help that they need. And you know, the sad thing is, because of that, death is a reality. Death is a reality, you know. And it's hard, you know, and more often than not, when these addicts want to seek help from health professionals, they know the stigma around this, and they say, you know, what's it going to benefit me? They're not going to help me. I've been there 2 times. Every time they tell me, no, it's because of heroin or because of crystal or because of alcohol, you know, I don't reach out. So when your lungs are deteriorating, your liver is deteriorating, yeah, and when I need medicine and I know that the healthcare system's not going to provide me, I reach for the alternative, and my alternative is my drug of choice, and then I just suffer more. Yeah, I would say society contributes to us going down. A lot, man, a lot. Even social media, you know, contributes to a lot of addicts never seeking help because of fear of judgment and never reaching out. Yeah, and also it's a thing of with our generation, like that part is a big part, but also it's become normalized. It is, man. It is become normalized, and it's frustrating because we went through hell, and people are normalizing going through hell. Yeah. Like you're giving someone a perspective of being an active, and it's fun. And we know what it's like to be active. Definitely. And imagine now you're misfeeding some 13-year-old. You're killing him, man. You understand? You're killing him. And they become proud. They use it in their music videos. They use it in TV. They use it on TikTok. It's everywhere. It's like you said. It's normalized. Yes, definitely. It's frustrating, but man, what can we do, man? Like, we try to help one addict at a time. That's the best we can do. That's all we can do, man. That's all we can do. You know, but you know what? If there's 10 people out there and one make it, I'm happy, bro. Yeah. I'm happy because I was one of the 10 that made it, you know? So I'm happy. Okay, sweet. So for the fourth one, not connecting people with health or social services because of drug use. I think it links to the one that yeah, what we just talked about, you know, that they look down on the addict, you know, or they have a misconception that he's just going through it, you know. We're gonna give him this. Yeah. After we help him, he's still gonna go back. Or they know that they're on the substances, you know, let's say heroin, for instance, you know, they shouldn't actually give them codeine products, you know, but just for them to get out of the way so that they can go on with their business, they subscribe them the codeine or whatever they need, and they actually enable the addict rather than to say, you know, here's something, here's a program or someone's number, try and reach out. No, I'd like to say that rather than helping them, I'd better benefit. How can I benefit from them rather than helping them?
It's kind of scary and it's kind of frustrating whereby, like, because I'm that type of person of I could be here and think about someone, how someone is in America, how someone is in China, you understand? I just have that mind. So, and that's the thing, man, like, you could think of someone really right now at a hospital, wanting that help, and then just like, they give him the thing that he keeps using. Here.
They enable them, yeah.
It's like, okay, it's fine, that person passes on, man. Like, I just believe that if we really do want to get rid of this, we need all hands on everything, even social media.
I just wanted to say that, everybody's going to have to comply and say, how do we help the still suffering addict? Well, there's one way, bro.
Honestly.
To get them to a program that helps.
Honestly, because I don't think if we keep on going like this, it's going to get better. Because in the country that we live in, man, it's messed up because there's even 9-year-olds on these things.
I was 9 years old when I picked up my first drug, bro. I was 9.
It's just getting out of hand.
It is. And the sad thing is that should show us that we need to try something different is the recovery rate in the entire world is but 4%. It's but 4%.
That's what I was also going to say when in regards to like maybe heroin addicts, like they don't treat them because they know the worldwide recovery rate is like what?
4%.
4%. Even with addicts also they don't treat them because they're like 4%. It doesn't look like you can.
Yeah, he doesn't have a chance. I make a decision to give up before I even try. But I've seen some miracles here at Hope Hill with heroin addicts. Not to put heroin as the main thing, addiction is addiction, but more often than not, people perceive heroin as being the worst of the worst,
Because not necessarily it is the worst, but it's the hardest to overcome.
Yes, if you can put it like that.
The testimonies I've heard from addicts who are on heroin, it's the flipping hardest, because that thing also messes with your brain, cells, the way you think, the way you process, and that's the thing, there's no off day, 365.
Yeah,
leaving that 365.
It's difficult, man. I've shared a house with a guy who was addicted to nyaupe.
Yeah.
And later in life, his wife called me and he said, he actually passed on because of this thing. And how he went through is when his muscles started getting into spasms, he actually broke his back because of that substance. The muscles pulling together, he actually broke his back, and that's how he passed on. Yeah, and your nerve system and everything is shut down.
Yes.
So yeah, I would believe that is one of the hardest things to conquer, like you mentioned. But yeah, at Hope Hill, I've seen the miracle of someone overcoming that addiction,
Like, that's why we keep saying that, like, in society, because that's one thing that I learned about society. Society will rather put the negative aspect on certain things, even if the positive outweighs the negative. Just to put it out there. You understand what I'm saying? Unfortunately, these things are meant to kill us.
Definitely.
They are meant to kill us. And the quicker we notice it, the better it is going to be, because then we can actually fight against this.
And we need to fight, bro. We need to fight.
If we don't, hey, it's going to be something very hectic, man. Okay, so for question 5, talking about addicts, talking about addiction like it's a choice. I've heard so many flipping
Yes.
No, it's a choice.
You can stop if you want to.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit, man. It's too difficult, You become so stuck and entrapped in that addiction that there is nowhere out. You put yourself in a cage, you lock it, and you toss away the key. That's addiction.
You can get out of it if someone outside comes in and opens for you. You can't open that yourself because the key's outside.
And more often than not, I'm unwilling to help myself. I'm too unwilling to help myself.
Hey, can I have the key then?
No, I keep quiet. I keep quiet. I needed someone to tell me, you know what? Yes, here's the key. Let me just open this door for you. And then I give you a choice. And that's exactly what happened to me. You know, my wife called me the day before and she's told me, you know what, Gerbrandt, you have a choice today. You know, I've been talking to this guy. Either you go for help, or I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna move on with my life. And in that moment, she was there in front of that cage with the key right there. And I was the one that needed to say, help. And I needed to unlock that door. I needed to do that.
Most definitely, man. And yeah, and this one is kind of personal because I've had family members say it's a choice, and it's like, are you sure, bro? That's why I hate people who are misguided by society and believe so flipping much because, like I say, Cinderella, if the shoe fits, put it on.
Wear it, yeah.
If it doesn't, keep quiet. If you haven't been through what I've been through, what you've been through, don't speak like you know how it is. Don't have. That's why it also comes down to bitter root. If you grow up in a certain way, your parents teach you that, oh no, these people on the street, they choose to be the don't. You think, flip, who the fuck would wake up and say, I'm gonna live on the streets today?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I want to be worthless.
I fucking feel like I wanna die. Who wakes up and says that? So I don't understand when they say it's a choice. It's a choice how? Like, and that's the thing. Every time I mention this to people, they keep quiet, and I'm like to them, okay, you still feel the same way? They're like, yes. I'm like, but you can't answer that question in the sense of who just wakes up and says, today I want to be a fucking alcoholic. Today I want to neglect my family. Today I want to steal people's things. Today I want to put my body in danger. I want to put other people in danger just so I can get what I want to. Like, no one wakes up like that.
No, we don't.
No one.
No, we don't.
It's just the way that thing, the DOC, puts us in that position whereby we do not choose. We don't have the privilege of making a choice.
You know, we lose the ability to make a choice.
Yes.
We lose it. We lose it.
And we're incapable of rewiring ourselves alone.
No, we can't. We won't.
You know, my counselor said this to me. As addicts, we move on automatic thinking. Like every day if I wake up and I know there's a pencil beside me, I pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I know there's going to be a time in the year where I don't even have to think about it. I just wake up already.
It's going to pick it up, yeah, because you've been programmed.
Automatic thinking. So every year if I wake up, I know, reach for the bottle, reach for the DOC. Down the line, it's going to become automatic. Just wake up already there, done. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then how you stop that is deliberate thinking. You understand? Waking up and being like, oh, it's a pencil. I'm not picking it up today until it becomes automatic.
Yeah, I need to train myself. I need to unlearn that thing. You know,
yeah.
I just want to mention something, you know, in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you mentioned there that if you've never been through addiction yourself, you wouldn't understand. And I completely agree with that. You know, the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, who has put all these programs into play, has said, an addict can best and understand and help another addict.
That's why I just hate when people who used to drink, who used to smoke, and they were not addicts. They'll preach to you, they'll preach to you, say, you know, I left this and I didn't look back.
It was easy.
You're not a flipping addict.
Yeah.
You're not an addict.
You don't have the disease of addiction. Yeah.
So don't place, because like in general, I'm not going to say there's people who can drink 2 and leave. Go home, go to the family. There's people who can drink once for a whole month and be fine. Yeah,
definitely.
So if you're that type of person, then stop. Don't try and preach to other people who you can clearly see they don't drink, no use like you. You understand? Because now you're placing judgment on something that you don't even have knowledge about. You understand? It's like a perception you already have of, okay, you know, if I could stop, they could stop.
If I can do it, he can do it.
Of course we can do it, but we can't do it like you. We need assistance.
We need help, bro.
You understand?
We need help.
So that's why I just keep on, hey man, when I hear that thing like, oh, that speech of, you know, I stop like this, I walk out. I value my peace because I don't need to tell you about the shit that I had to go through.
You know, I like what you said there. You said when people say, if I can do it, you can do it, you walk out.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality the addict has. And that's what makes them unwilling to reach out because they get that process. If he's talking nonsense, I'm not going to listen to him. Let me rather not even engage. I'm not talking about my problems because the person is going to have an answer and a solution towards everything, not understanding addiction.
But even with me, like, I didn't think I was an addict. Like, even when I was like rock bottom, lost everything, lost the job, wasn't even staying at home, couldn't pay rent, eating food from the dustbin, couldn't even buy myself food, like going to work a whole week without eating, just drinking water. I didn't think I was an active addiction. I didn't think I was an addict. Till I got to rehab the second day, some counselors spoke, speaking the exact same things. And it's like, shit, that is me. I am an active. I was in active addiction. I am an addict.
I hear what you say. I hear what you say.
That's why I feel like once you can identify or identification that, oh shit, man, help. I did that too.
Definitely.
Then you can actually accept and be like, I am an addict.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I did the same thing, but what I did was I knew that had a problem with substances and mainly alcohol. I knew that I had a problem, but I still never admitted that I was an alcoholic. I entered the rooms of recovery. I was in recovery for about 2.5 years. I started my second round of step work. And there was a question there, and I really needed to look into it. And I was like, what was my motivation every time I picked up? And then I saw my mission when I picked up was to get completely outside of myself. I never wanted or got anything different. And even when I tried to cut down or slow down, it never worked out. It never worked out.
The days that I used to tell myself this is the last day.
Definitely.
I was like to myself, and I'm starving. But the day I took twice.
Definitely. I can relate with that. I can relate with that.
And so it's just that stereotype that when it's a choice, it's not a choice. But if it was a choice, I don't think so many people would be suffering from it.
Definitely. You know, and I think this thing destroys a lot of people's ability to seek help, and at the end of the day, if you think about it rationally, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
Yeah, okay, sweet, man. Sweet. So for number 6, okay, I think this one already did. It's like, oh, when healthcare don't take
The addict seriously. Yeah.
we touched on that. When society causes them to hide their drug use, society causes the addicts to hide their drug use. Let's check on what would first be the factors of what why we would hide their drug use.
No, I think it's because of exactly what the media does to the addict. You know, they portray these images or these messages that addicts are thieves and immoral people and dangerous and they'll kill you and all these things, and that makes them not being able to tell people or show people that, I actually have a problem because of this misguided messages that the media portrays on society. He's a druggie. It was definitely a druggie. Yeah, definitely. Always. And that's the thing, they never take a moment to look at the bigger picture. It just shows that, yeah, he probably needed money for drugs or he needed money for alcohol. That's why he did that. And then it places a bad headlight on other addicts, and those other addicts start hiding the fact that they have a problem, and it enables them to reach out. It enables them to reach out. It's a dangerous thing.
Because hey man, society is just something else, man. Like my thing is, how do you perceive something you're not even educated? Let's not even say necessarily educated. You haven't walked that path.
That's the
But
thing.
you have so much information about
Yeah.
yes. And I said also like when I hear people talking, like, and they place the addict name tag on so many people that are not even addicts.
More often than not, they do.
You understand what I'm saying?
They do.
Because they think, like they say, people who are homeless are addicts. Some of them are not. Some of them are just put there because the shit that happened in their life.
Circumstances led them that to there, yeah.
Some people are just not addicts. But due to what is perceived on TV, what's perceived by people, what's perceived on the internet, that an addict is a person who's homeless.
Who's a beggar. Yeah.
Someone who's going to rob you, someone who's going to stab you, someone who's going to kill you. Like you said, dangerous. I wish I was dangerous when I was an addict. I just think, like, even my active addiction, besides, like, robbing, not even robbing, stealing from my family, I never went out my way to get a knife.
Or to hurt someone.
You understand? Never. So when they say that thing of, he's going to kill you, he's going to stab you, man, I'm sure you're speaking about that addict. A person who's really scared of themselves, do you think they're going to...
No, there are so many misconceptions. There might be a case where one or two addicts, yes, go to these lengths, but putting that label on other people influences their recovery or even the possibility of getting help. Yeah, of getting help. And that's where the problem lies, Yeah, that's where the problem lies.
And even the thing that they do to drug addicts, like they would beat you up, they would call the police on you, and that's gonna make me high.
Definitely.
It's gonna make me high because now, for example, if let me make this example, in the community there's been stealing going on and all that, and then you come out and you say you're an addict, we're gonna pin that on you.
Definitely.
And be like, oh,
definitely,
you've been stealing from us to get your drugs. Your alcohol, you understand?
Yeah, definitely. I hear you.
Kind of crazy. And then for question 8, man. Society can cause someone to not access support because of the fear of judgment. Everywhere you go, left, right, and center.
Everywhere.
Left, right, and center.
And that's also, maybe the addict reached out one time, and that misconception of I did it, you can do it. How, man, pick up your socks or something like that. Yeah. If you can't stop, you're worthless. And then I'm like, shit, man, nobody's gonna help me. Everybody's gonna be like this. Everyone's gonna be like this guy, and
show them I'm worthless.
Yeah, and pass this judgment on me. I might as well go the full length. Definitely.
I totally agree with you 100%. And yes, man. Even in society, man, like, just pushes, suppresses that mindset, suppresses those emotions on the addict, man. You're useless, you're worthless.
Not good enough.
You understand? And we live our life going through that ourselves. So now it's additional and it piles up and it goes overboard and it spills over and then we're just like, man, what's the use of stopping? If I'm gonna get this type of treatment, this type of opinions, this type of judgments, what's the use of stopping? Because now I'm running away from myself, from my traumas. So I'm gonna use.
Definitely, because that's our medicine.
Now, I'm gonna, like, imagine someone's coming to you and telling you you're worthless. You're gonna feel even more.
That's true.
And then you're gonna result into you trying to run away.
And suppress those feelings, definitely. I go to my DOC,
and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper until it gets to the point whereby that thing does not.
Yeah, and only one person needs to pass judgment, but then I think everybody's gonna do it.
Because that's how it works.
That's how my brain works. You were like this, so everybody's gonna be like this. Remy, rather not. I isolate and I hide and I keep to myself, and I just, kill myself there in the background. That's what I do.
Yeah. Like just being an addict is hard.
Yeah, all in all, it's the misconception that people have towards addiction. That's the main problem. That's the main problem.
Honestly.
It's a misconception.
And I feel like if this thing is taught thoroughly in school, one can notice before it gets down bad. And one can actually understand what addiction is. Because in school it's just like substance abuse.
Drugs are bad. I think that's all they say.
You understand?
Drugs are bad.
Talk about physical side of emotion, spiritual void.
Yeah.
They don't talk about how you develop a sense of belief in something from a young age. It makes you go that certain route. See, if it gets taught, I don't think it's going to be a problem like this.
Yeah, there will always be a problem, but I think if you as an individual can realize that the problem is there and they've taught you like this is where you go to seek help. If ever you notice that something's wrong, immediately they can make the decision. Yes, I was in high school, they gave me this place or this number or this website. Let me do some research, really look if I fall into the category and take it from there. That'll be very beneficial, definitely.
Yeah, man. So for the last stigma, tell me about self-stigma.
Self-stigma, self-stigma can be, as an addict, placing negative messages upon myself.
Yeah.
Maybe someone says, oh, I read there, once an addict, always an addict. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. As soon as someone, or I find myself in a position where I start to notice that, I do have a drug or drinking problem, I'm always going to have it. It sucks, but it's okay. This is something that's mine. They've taught me that an alcoholic will never stop drinking. So it enables me to reach out. I don't even care about reaching out. I just go about my business and go about my ways. And I carry on, drowning myself in my sorrows. Because I know, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic.
And I think also there's this stigma of that's the way out. We have like some stigmas and anything that happens, good, bad, great, depressing. DOC the way out.
Definitely.
That's another stigma that we have.
The drug lies to me in my own voice and tells me that this is the way out. I believed it. I believed it because I was chasing that high or that buzz for 21 years of my life. Always knowing, one day it will be better. One day it will be good. One day I will have the life that I always dreamt of. And I believed it. And I think that's also why I kept on for so long, chasing the false fantasy that drugs and alcohol promised me, but never delivered.
I totally agree with you, man. Yes, man. This was a very nice topic. Hopefully, it's educational for the few that are watching. But yeah, man, this is Kamo coming from Hope Hill Center here in Rustenburg. Yeah, and if you do want to get in contact with us, it's 076-023-2574. By email, it's info@hopehillcenter.co.za, and via the website, www.hopehillcenter.co.za. And yeah, we will do the most. And thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Gerbrandt.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty all right.